A brilliant welcome to all those watching the first ever review at PowerDrift. Now, when we at Power to the Rider decided to add a couple of extra wheels to our reviews, we decided to enlarge our team, to work with more number of passionate people and to work yet again with splendid machines. And speaking of machines, I today stand here amidst the two eye candy Figos and I'm about to introduce our chief car tester, the charismatic Charles. India's obsession with small cars and hatchbacks has led us to being one of the world's largest markets for such cars.
As Honda plans to amaze us with a car that they're developing especially for the Indian market, we're going to go back and look at cars that have already done that before. And one of those cars is this, the Ford Figo.
Now, Ford's initial attempts of custom building a car for our conditions was the Josh machine, the Ford Icon. But that was more of a modified European Fiesta than being a car built from ground up to meet our needs.
The Figo, on the other hand, was built from the ground up with the serious intent of giving the Indian market exactly what it wants. Figo is available with a choice of two engines, one petrol, one diesel. Petrol is a 1.2 litre unit and it makes 70 horsepower and 102 Newton meters of torque. The diesel makes 68 horsepower and 160 Newton meters of torque. The petrol engine has been derived from the Z-Tech line of engines, what we know as the Duratec engines, and the diesel is of course the Duratorque engine. It's the exact same one you'll find in the Fiesta Classic, what Ford now calls the Classic. This diesel engine has really good fuel efficiency, and what's more, it has decent performance as well because of that nice torque figure. So even if you have either one or five people in the car, it doesn't make much difference to the performance. The Figo suspension is set up on the stiff side, and that may or may not be a good thing. If you are someone who likes comfort, maybe it's not such a good thing. But if you like to drive, definitely, this is one of the cars you should consider. The diesel feels a little stiffer because of the extra weight in the nose, and therefore it feels a little better around the corner. But I think the petrol has a little better balance between ride and handling. Speaking of which, the petrol engine is also quite fuel efficient, but it just isn't as fast as the diesel out on an open road. So unless you really want to save the 1 lakh rupees, I suggest you go for the diesel. Now, Ford claims with the new Figo petrol, they've improved the torque spread. So around 2,500 RPM, you can find a bit of difference. They also claim that they've smoothened out the gear shift of the petrol, and we can vouch for that. The Figo's interiors are quite large for what you expect it to be when you look at the car from the outside. It can accommodate 4 or even 5 normal-sized adults comfortably. On the top-end titanium version we have here, they've changed the maroon dashboard and upholstery they had before to a nice dark blue. So it matches much better with this car, especially since it's got a blue exterior. The new Figo we have here has a few new features that weren't present on the old model. It's got a steering column mounted stalk, just like the Renault Duster, that you can use to change your tracks or increase or decrease the volume of the stereo. The Figo also has a lot of creature comforts that you can't come to expect from a car from this class. It's got electrically adjustable mirrors, it's got fog lamps, even got rear fog lamps, which you might not find on all cars in this class. And one feature that I really like is the driver's seat height adjust. Other standard features of the Figo's interiors are the front door pockets, which can accommodate 1 litre bottles, and the door locks, which lock as soon as you hit 7 or 8 kilometers an hour. There are a few things that I do not like about the Figo, primarily the rear windows. First of all, on something like this, the top-end titanium version, I expect power windows for both the front and the rear. That does not happen with the Figo. No matter what version you buy, you have to manually wind the windows up or down. Another thing that I do not like on this top-end titanium version is the absence of climate control. Now, there's no doubt that the AC in this car, especially the diesel, is one of the best in the class. It can chill the cabin in just a few minutes on any given day. But still, something that has been engineered recently, you expect climate control. The audio system in the Figo is one of the better ones in the segment. It has a lot of nice features like Bluetooth connectivity. Now, what that means is that you can connect your audio system to your phone and answer calls via Bluetooth.
As a child, choosing the color of a sketch pen was always a difficult task, and that's because I liked all of them. As an adult today, Ford seems to have compounded that problem for me. As the old Figo came in squeeze green color, the new facelifted one comes in kinetic blue and bright yellow.
The overall look of the Figo hasn't changed, but what Ford have done are change a few design elements on the outside. If you look at the headlamps, they are now more elongated, more cat-like. They've also managed to move the indicator to the inside of the headlamp, so they claim that there's a 20% better light output from the same headlamps. They've also changed the grille. It's now hexagonal. Both these design elements are derived from Ford's kinetic design philosophy, which is present on their international range. I also like the chrome strip that's on either side of the blue oval. It adds a nice touch of class to the front of the car. The wheel design is also something that Ford has taken from the international range, namely from the all-new Fiesta. It's an 8-spoke design and it really makes the car look really very nice. They've also added a touch of chrome around the indicator on the side, and I really like that. At the rear of the Figo, nothing much has changed except for the tail lamps. If you look at them closely, you will see that the order of the elements in them has changed. The brake lamps are now right at the top with a very interesting design on the lens. Other than that, the rear of the Figo remains exactly the same as before. The petrol Figo is a really nice car, but I do believe there are equally good, if not better cars in the segment. But at 7 lakh rupees, the diesel makes a lot of sense for many reasons. One of which is this new system of child parts that Ford has started. What this means is if you break a mirror, you can purchase just the glass or just the housing. You don't need to buy the entire mirror, and this saves a lot of ownership cost. But the proof of the pudding is in the eating, and I'd like to introduce you to what we've been using as a tracking car for the last year and a half.
That was that then. Good. Well, thank you folks then. Thank you for having watched the first ever car review at PowerDrift.com. We hope we have excited you enough, and we got a lot more exciting stuff in store when it comes to car reviews, bike reviews, so stay tuned on PowerDrift.com. Tuned. So,
Tuned बोल एक बार.
yeah.
Stay tuned.
नहीं है, you know what you can do with that?
So stay tuned.
वो ऐसा उस वीडियो को ऐसा ब्लू कर.
So stay tuned. Yeah. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Tuned. Stay tuned.
ठीक है.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Tuned.
High note पे.
Stay tuned.
हाँ, high note पे बोल high note पे.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.